Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. My name is Shadow Phoenix. If you haven't already watched my channel, I am a Planet Coaster YouTuber as well as City Skylines, Sims 4. I do a lot of like creative stuff as well as just a lot of gaming things in general, but mostly, most people watch me for the Planet Coaster stuff. Moz, hey, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. So, today, hopefully the sound isn't too bad. Is the music good? You guys tell me. Want to make sure everything is perfect and on top. Watching this is Planet Coaster updates. Yeah, so when the Studios DLC came out was one of the first times I actually I stayed up all night long so that I could grab the Studios DLC and make a video of it as soon as it popped up, right? And it was like 3 o'clock in the day before it actually launched. So I didn't actually the last one with Vintage ended up being early in the morning, and this one ended up being like really early in the morning. So instead of just staying up all night, I figured, yeah, it's probably going to be really late, so I'm just not going to worry about it. And then I woke up today to find out it's been up since like a little before 7 a.m. So, but anyway, I'm up, I've taken my shower, I'm here with you guys, and we're going to go take a look at all of the DLC that is in the game, and we'll take a look at 1.8 as well. Now, I'm perfectly fine with 1.8. I think 1.8 was a great update. The vending machines, I don't quite get. I'm not going to get pizza from a vending machine. I don't care if you can do it in like Amsterdam or Japan. I am personally not going to eat pizza from a vending machine, so I don't know why we have pizza vending machines, but you know, or sushi or any of that stuff for the matter. Who would have that in a theme park? Who would go to a theme park where you would get that? But okay, so without ranting, I'm going to try to be objective, basically. But I've already seen. I mean, you know, they gave their favorites. All the stuff yesterday, and everybody already has all the DLC, you know, for that. And you guys, you know, you probably already downloaded this morning. You probably already taken a look at it for yourself. So my stream is kind of pointless in a way, I guess, at this point. But I still want to do it because some of you people, very few, actually value my opinion out there. So, and you think about the same as me. So without further ado, guys, let's get into my review of the worst fail DLC. Yeah, okay, so I spent a little too much time working on that. Alright. I'm going to turn this down because, I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I used to be a huge fan of the Planet Coaster music. I still hum it from time to time. But, yeah, not really my thing. It's like screaming in my ear right now. So, alright, let's get out of that. And let's go over to a daylight system, and let's take a look at everything that we've gotten in this pack. So let's start with the meat and potatoes, to what I consider the meat and potatoes of this DLC, and any DLC that should be. I mean, some of you guys buy it for the scenery pack, and yeah, the scenery and stuff is nice, but we got the Theme Maker's Toolkit coming out, so we don't really need it. So really what we need is more rides and stuff. And really, that's what, I mean, that's the biggest part of the DLC is going to be the rides. That's what we really, really want, right? I mean, most of you out there, you want the rides for the game. You know, some of you are going to get the DLC just for the scenery. I mean, and that's fine. That's pretty much about the only reason you'd get this one for, but I don't know, some people like the People Mover. So let's take a look here. We got, let's see, the People Mover will be, I haven't looked at this yet. I literally just opened the game and made, you know, what you saw a second ago. There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. Alright, so we've got the People Mover. And, okay, so Frontier needs to work on their descriptions. They said this would move your guests around at great speed. I don't really consider this to be great speed, but I mean, this is more of like a tourist attraction, like a tram kind of thing. To me, when they said at great speed, it sounded like a bullet train. So, yeah, there's that. Alright, so the People Mover, we take a good look at it, it would have been nice if they were covered or had the option to be covered. You know, maybe, I mean, you know, they gave us two different kinds of the motorbike coaster, which are identical. So why couldn't they give us one with a canopy and one without a canopy? So again, that's something on their part, that missed opportunity on this. They could have had two different kinds of trams for these, and it wouldn't have, you know, been too much trouble for do that. It does have some really neat animations for the doors and stuff, though, that I've seen. So, but we have to get it going before we can do anything like that. So let's place it around here. We're just gonna do a circular track, I guess. Now, a couple of the other things it has is the ability to do different kinds of things like this. We can do T sections, so you can have it go around and then come back around and back in if you wanted to do that, which we could totally do that right now. Let's do that. And we will just bring it around. Oops, too much. It's supposed to go straight, not around like that. There we go. There we go. That's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Alright, and then from here on over around, and you know, if you wanted to, you could totally do it this way. And we've got the tram kind of moving along through here. You will make a dark ride? I'm not going to make anything today. I'm just going to, what this whole live stream is about is taking a look at all of the DLC stuff. If you want to see my dark ride creation, I am making a dark ride in my Crystal Gardens videos, so you can check those out. I have been doing those. Alright, so there we have the T section, which is good for doing something like that. This ride, I'm not ever going to use this ride. I do not create Disney parks, Epcot parks, or anything like that. Most of my parks that I create are Six Flags, Cedar Fair type of parks, or small, like family-owned parks, basically like you would see here in the U.S. The trams, the monorails, the people movers, none of this is useful to me. What non-inverted elements are there in this? What do you mean? Because, oh, you mean like on that motorbike coaster? I'll get to that in just a second. So another thing that we have here is the track where you can kind of put it like this. You can make like, you know, a double track system, and I believe it has the option for canopies, so you can do full canopy on that or no canopy. And then if we go back to the regular track has the option, it has very different options for this. You have the canopy roof with just the roof, nothing else. You have the right canopy wall, you have a full canopy, and you have a left canopy. So we got different options for that. Alright, and let's see, let's take off of that no canopy. Let's go back to no canopy on there. And the next pieces are, let's see, we have these right here. So we can make something like this kind of go around. I don't know why it's going into the ground there. Why are you going into the ground? Oh, okay, whatever. Oh, you're right. It does, doesn't it? Oh, looks like S-bend. That's pretty much it. Good call out there, Fluffy. Looks like a bus shelter like that. You know, I was kind of looking at that, and I was thinking, you know what? That would kind of make an interesting bus shelter. That might be something I will use on that. You could also probably do these for like path covers as well. Like you could do your path and then like sink this into the ground and just have the track follow the path, so you could have like path covers and things. It might also do well for a maybe covering your queue lines, possibly. It would have been nice if we had these in like different sections and stuff we could actually just place instead of having to be part of the track, but we got these bikinis, so apparently you can make bikinis down here. They got that for us. This thing is neat. I mean, there's been a lot of people that have been asking for a people mover, so this is a highly requested item. So it's good that they did do this for those people who want that. But I personally will probably never use it for an actual people mover, or probably for anything, to be honest. I really won't. This doesn't enthuse me. It is neat, it is nice, it is detailed, it's cool, but I will never use this. So that's just me. Doesn't really do much for me. Alright, so we got that kind of open, and we got our track, so let's go in here. And now you got different things that you can do as well. So you'll coloring options. You can even color the operator now. This is something that's not part of the DLC. This was part of the 1.8 update, where you can actually color your little guys here. So you can give them red shirts and, like, I don't know, you can give them pink shirts. There we go. We'll give him a pink shirt. We can actually watch this right now here. Cool with the doors. These doors are neat. I like the doors. That's kind of cool. But again, for the parks and stuff that I create, this doesn't enthuse me at all. This is not worth it. In fact, what I would say is, if there's nothing in this pack that you absolutely have to have, and you're not a die-hard Planet Coaster guy like me and not play it constantly and need it for that, and you don't download stuff on the workshop, because let's face it, you know, if you download a lot of stuff on the workshop, you're going to need all the DLC, because everybody's going to use that. You can also set the speed too. We'll have to stop it to set the speed, but wasn't the blue tint on the highlight supposed to be gone as well? It is when you're testing it, or you're right, that is something that they did do. See, it's got the blue tint, but I think when you go into the color is when it disappears. So once you choose your color, it comes back like that. I watched them work on this enough that, you know, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then if you go back into the color, then you can, you see the blue tint goes away, and you can give it like black or whatever you want there. Apparently you can't paint the top of it though, so that's interesting. Why can't you paint the top? Oh well. Yeah, the blue tint, like I said, the 1.8 update, I love it. I love everything they did for the 1.8 update. It was really, really cool. The additional fireworks. Alright, so one thing I noticed with the fireworks, with the letters, is that they are way too large. I actually took me a little bit to kind of get the hang of how far were they apart to actually make that little intro. So, alright, but there you have it. That's the people mover. Looks like we painted the canopy cover as well there. So, alright, and let's move on to the next thing. The only other ride in the DLC, which is totally at $10.99, is a complete ripoff, in my opinion. Is the motorbike coaster. Now, here's the thing about the motorbike coaster. I don't hate the motorbike coaster. I don't. It was one that I suggested. There are other coasters that I think we should have gotten first before we got this one, but it is one that I actually suggested that I would like to have. The problem is they gave us, they're claiming to have 2 coasters in the game. There they are. You know what? I bet there's a blueprint. Let's go to blueprint. Let's just get that in there. Source Frontier. Oops. Let's see if we can find it. Did they give us a blueprint for this or no? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Maybe they didn't give us a blueprint for this. I don't see one. Yep, right there. Race and chase. Okay, so they did give us a blueprint. Oh, it's using both of them, which is perfect. Alright, so we'll just place this down and we'll take a look at it in a little more detail. Alright, here's what I hate about this. They're claiming it's 2 coasters when it's really just 1 coaster with 2 different trains, and the trains are almost identical. There's like really not a huge difference in these. I don't understand why they did this. This is dumb. Like, one of these would have been fine, and then they could have spent the time working on the other one. I mean, if they were going to give us 2 trains, why not give us, say, a motorcycle, say like this one, which, let's be honest, this one looks like you're a highway patrol officer. Could be like used. I can see this right now, the new Channel 5 competition, create your best chips coaster, you know. But yeah, this right here is, I mean, it's nice. I like it. It's cool. I wanted this coaster in the game, but again, there are other coasters that we could have had, you know, into it. But what they could have done is they could have gave us the motorcycles, and then the other one could have been, oh, I don't know, horses, maybe. Horses would have been cool for a Wild West kind of ride, like Pony Express. I saw some other ones. If you go to the Vekoma website, Vekoma's launched motorbike coaster has like 4 or 5 different designs of cars right there on their website that would have been easily for them to kind of like, hey, steal that. And they still could have been lazy because they wouldn't have to come up with their own design. But yeah, this is pointless. I don't understand why we have 2 of the same coasters. Let's take a look and see what we can. Let me make sure I've got this. Hold on. Settings, game. You have to do this every time you open a new map. Disable track limits. Alright, and make sure everything else is on that. Yes, okay. So we disabled track limits, and let's go into customization. What other things can we put on there? Alright, so we've got the Interceptor, we got the Jizzer, and the Zenith train, basically. So we can put that on there. That's pretty much it. That's all you can kind of swap out. Are these linked? They are in a chain. Perfect. Alright, so we can just hit that. And we'll watch it kind of go through its run here. Well, the motorbike coaster is faster than a Zenith. Because those should have launched at the same time. Well, that's interesting. I love Frontiers coasters. This is so, like... Ugh. I'm being sarcastic. Alright, so yeah, that's the motorbike coaster in all of its glory. From my understanding, you can also put the... Let's see, I want to try something. Where is the family coaster? Mousy Antics. Actually, here, let's try it with this. Oh, no, 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 no. Dang it. No, 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 no. I do that a lot. I go to place something down and... Yeah, this coaster, I mean, it's fine, but why give us 2 of the same stupid cars? That's what aggravates me the most about this. So, can I put... Alright, so no, you can't do that on the Boomerang. Alright, so I was testing that. Can you put... we can delete that. And what about, okay, so I wanted to check the family coaster. So I need, there it is. That one will work. I want to see if you can put the jizzer on anything else. Nope. Alright, so that one is not. We'll try one more. Any suggestions, guys? Anything you want to try to see if it will fit on? I wonder if it'll fit on that. Yes, you can. Okay, so there we go. Apparently, you can put these on B&M track. Don't think I would ride that on that coaster, but okay. So it looks like it will fit on a lot of the steel coasters, just not all of them. What about the bar guest? Let's try that one. What is that? That one. Can we put it on that one? Yep. Alright, you can totally put the jizzer on that. So that works too. Alright, so we know that it will fit on a lot of the steel coasters. So I'm having to lean into the camera really far, or into the screen really far, because I don't have my contacts on. So sometimes it's hard for me to see. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Let me just delete our castle here. We don't need that now. Alright, so that's the two big things in this pack, was the motorbike coaster and the people mover. So those two things right there are... That's it! That's the rides. I mean, there's nothing else. So let's start taking a look at the building pieces now for our pack. So let's go into filters. And let's go to content packs and go to worst fail. And we'll go through all of these, and we're going to place them down, each and every single one of these. Alright, let's do a wall first. Let's do all the walls first. Get where I want you. Alright, okay, so here's something else that's added in 1.8. The ability you can now favorite things. Like I can click on that little star and it becomes a favorite now. So we can totally use that. Alright, so we got large windows, small windows. We got these Adobe pieces here. Things we can put on top. Come here, you. And looks like we got one more piece over here, which is a good wall piece. Alright, so that's all the wall pieces for the Adobe set. Which would be, this could be used for Morocco. This could also be used for like Spanish. This could also be used for, if you're doing the Alamo. This could perfectly be done for the Alamo. Let's take a look at these doors. Are the doors double-sided? Let's check that. Yeah, they are. Okay. That can work. I could use these. You can have them like open doors now. Alright, so that's all of the pieces for that. Let's see, we have... Hey, Talisman, what's up, man? This is kind of neat. can probably find a use for that. Alright, now we got the Bavarian, so let's check out the Bavarian. I'm interested in these. I do a lot of like Swiss Bavarian type designs, so this interests me quite a bit. Alright, we'll come back to that. Let's get the doors on there. The doors are probably one of the nicest things I've seen so far in this set. Alright, so let's take a look at this. What kind of textures does it have? So, it does look like... Okay, so when I saw the video, I did watch Geekism's video, and he seemed like he was trying to be as polite as possible, but he seemed quite disappointed in the pack as well. But, you know, he was trying to be polite. That was the vibe I was kind of getting from him. So, when I saw these in his video, they looked very flat. To me, I feel like this is the set that was just like, hey, we had all this crap left over that we never gave you, so here you go. That's what this feels like. This is the shit left over DLC is what this is. Because there's a lot of pieces, in my understanding, that have the Planet Coaster logo on it, which is something they used to do in a lot of the early DLCs. So it feels like this was stuff that was already developed, and then now it's just like, you know, here you go. Enjoy. Give us your money. Alright, so, but yeah, the Bavarian stuff has... They do jut out a bit from the wall. So, okay, that's actually decent. I can probably use these. Those walls right there are a present for Silverette. I like them. I could probably use these. I do a lot of stuff like that, so most of my designs. We got, let's check out these pillars. So these things are always useful. I love having new pillars and stuff like that to work with because these things are so versatile. You can use them for so many things. Wooden beams, whatever. Let's give it a wooden feel. I don't know why they're painted red right off the bat. Whose bright idea was that? Alright, let's see. Those walls are probably too huge for Sylv. Yeah, well, it's Planet Coaster. Everything is too freaking huge. Everything is too freaking big. They're 4 meter high. So, there's that. I'll probably still keep building my stuff the way that, you know, I usually build it anyway. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got... Oh, we got a new little, what do they call those? Well, they just call this a decoration. Thing to put underneath of stuff. So, yeah, we could take that. Turn it sideways. Turn it like that. Alright, okay, so that's good. I like that. Little tiny pieces. I feel like there's a lot of pieces in this that they were not showed off to everybody. We got shutters! Holy crap, guys, we have shutters. All by themselves, just shutters. Oh, okay. That I like. I don't have to make personal shutters anymore. The vintage car, I did see the vintage car. That was kind of cool. I want to see you build a station with those walls. It might be epic. It's possible that I might do something here in one of my builds. We've got this right here. Little thing that kind of jut out from the walls. You know, I could probably use this in Vista View. Actually, I haven't been back in Vista View for a very, very long time, so I could probably totally use this in that. But I imagine that they are just too big for my use. Like the 4 meter walls, I like to use at least a 3. Let's see. Oh, we got these signs. Why is that there? All right. So they were like, oh, we have, are those the same size? Oh, one's a lit. All right, so here's what a lot of the content in this pack consists of. So they're like, oh, it's got 300 pieces. Yeah, and it's like a regular version of the sign and a lit version of the sign. So, okay. Why can't they just make that an option? I don't know. But we got these. I'm not going to place all these down. I'm just going to place one of each. I like the signs. The signs are neat. But, again, it's just filler. I expected more from this DLC too. I was hoping that with Vintage, they learned their lesson. Because Vintage was so good. And it was like, I really had high hopes for this. And... yeah, it didn't exactly hit my high hopes at all. I'm just going to place all these down and we'll take a look at them one by one. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so we got Burrito Bonanza. We've got, I like this little Day of the Dead kind of stuff going on here. This is kind of cool. Maybe I can use the Asia roofs instead of using the Adventure Statue noses for them. Yeah, the Asian stuff is like, it seems to be a really, really cool set for that. So, I do like the Asian stuff that we've seen. I like the texture on those. Noodles. Churros. Oh, we got churros. Okay, cool. Alright. Some of the... okay, so there's been so many... we've all been clamoring for more shops, right? Everybody's been wanting more shops. But the thing is, where are the shops that we wanted? Churros are nice. I've seen a lot of people ask for churros. I've seen people ask for sushi or some kind of Asian food. But... where are the popcorn stands? Where's the cotton candy stands? Beer. Where's the beer stands? Pretzels. You know, the stuff that you would actually see at most amusement parks. Where are those shops? That's what most people have been wanting, and we ended up getting currywurst, which I mean, I guess is fine for Germans and Dutch people because they love that. I don't even know what currywurst is, so... maybe when the Toolmakers kit comes out, they'll realize that no one wants their stuff anymore, and then they can focus on rides. We'll see what happens with that. There's no telling. Everybody's kind of like, yeah, well, the next DLC is going to be better. Well, we'll see. All right, let's go back to some more walls here. These things seem kind of out of place, but I guess they're alphabetical. So, all right, let's place these down. These just seem like stucco walls. I don't understand why we have these exactly. But let's take a look at these. Alright, so we got... I love this. Currywurst is #1 German fast food. Is it? See, like, I know there's been a lot of people that was like, currywurst is awesome. You know, I don't know what it is. I've seen pictures of it. I still don't know what it is. Never had it. I'll try it. I mean, you know, I'm not opposed to trying it. I'm sure it's good. It sounds good. I like bratwurst, so, I mean, I would totally try it. But, I mean, really, when you think about it, how many people actually requested currywurst as a food stall? I've never seen it requested. I like this door. This door's cool. When I think of more food stalls and stuff in Planet Coaster, I just want, like, the basic stuff. I just want popcorn and all that. And yeah, we got the little popcorn mini thing, so... why did they only make one version of this door, but they made two versions of the other door? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alright, it does have glass in it. Okay. It didn't look like it had glass in it. I like these lamps. These are alright. Alright, now we're getting into the diner set. So let's take... It's basically a bratwurst with ketchup and some curry powder. I would love the basic food carts working in Planko. I'm with you on that. Food carts would have been awesome for this. That would have been cool. Let's see. Do we have any... Okay, here's... We'll come back to those. Let's place these down. This is for the diner set. I want to make sure I get everything in here. This is kind of cool. I like this. This is a neat set. Alright, and then let's take a look at the doors now. I like these doors. These doors are cool looking. It looks like a sign on that lamp. It is. Yeah, if I didn't go into detail about that, it is a sign. I can't type sign, but you get the drift. So that's totally usable there. Tell you what, the Spanish and Mexico pieces are much appreciated. Some of them, though, it's like, what? Like, the Spanish set had 7 pieces in it, but I guess the Morocco set could also be used. The Adobe stuff could also be used as Spanish, so there's that. Can you turn one of the white walls around? Are those lines with stucco carving? Oh, yeah, you're right. I got them backwards, don't I? That's a whole lot more beautiful when you look at it the other way. Yeah, okay. I've been putting these all together as one building. Let's split that from there. Bloop. I'm trying to be as fast as possible going through all this stuff, so thanks for pointing these things out to me, guys. They basically have them the wrong way around in the menu, so that, yeah. And that's not the first time I've seen that either. There's a lot of stuff that don't work right like that. Those are pretty. I like those. And the immortal words of Red Dragon, which, awesome guy. Those are pretty. I like this diner set too, though. I really do. Let's go back to that. Where's that last door? Okay, there it is. Let's put that down. What's the difference between these doors, though? Like, okay, diner door left, diner... What did I think about the people mover? It's awesome, I guess, if you're into that. I mean, a lot of people are going to love the people mover. If you are a Disney creator... If you like to make Disney parks, that thing right there is probably going to be awesome for you. Not for me, though. But it is cool looking. It works pretty well. It looks great. The design of it's very well thought of. I mean, they did a great job recreating the People Mover from Disney World. That's the best I can say about it. So I'm trying to figure out what the difference between this... Couldn't I just paint that red, though? I mean, honestly... Oh, I see. One of them has a bigger window. Really? Okay, so more filler, basically. Why did they waste their time on that? Why not just make one of these doors? Why do we need two different sizes of windows? That's the whole difference between these two doors, guys. One of them has more trim on it than the other. This one has yellow trim around it, while this one doesn't. Well, recolorable trim, let's put it that way. That's alright. More laziness. I will never figure out what they are thinking sometimes when they are doing some of these things. Also, you know, in the adventure pack, all the walls and stuff weren't set on a grid. Right, and the reason that that's more shallow is because this window is shorter. It's not as long as this window. See, this window is wider, so this looks like a much longer piece than what this one is. I don't even see the handles. Oh, where the handles are those? Yeah, so that's pointless. One of those would have been fine. Just one. That's all we needed. Let's see. We got these pieces here, so you can do more with those. These are great for like Art Deco. Not necessarily if you're even if you're not trying to build like an American type like 50s diner or something. You could do this with Art Deco. This would be kind of cool for that. So you could do something like that and kind of just put them together. And let's grab that, and that. Move this over here like this. Yeah, you could totally do something like that. Let's see what else we got. That's a piece that I'm sure can probably be used for a lot of different stuff. That's kind of neat. Got another pillar there. I could see S.Dan Wolf would probably redo his Red's Diner using a lot of this stuff. Would be a lot easier for him to do it. If you guys don't if you don't watch S.Dan Wolf, he's an awesome creator. Does some really cool stuff. He's really quick with his things too. Like, I don't know where he finds the time. Is that neon? That is neon. Oh, okay. I like the neon. More of that. As sci-fi pieces, yep. Sci-fi pieces could also be used for these. You could definitely do like a Tomorrowland kind of area with some of this. I could see this being used to make a Coaster's Drive-In. I like the neon. Neon's neat. I don't know why I was doing that. I was just playing around with it. That's kind of cool. How's this used? Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is new. They had the small roof, not with a curve. That's bad. Seeing parts that would work great as a spaceship or battleship interior for a dark coaster. I could see that too. So this is the first time I've ever seen them do this. This has not just a sign on it. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Never mind. I was thinking that was a sign. I'm completely wrong. I was really hoping this was a sign and an image billboard built together, where you could type something down here and then have the billboard up here. Okay. Yeah, my bad. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? Of course, you could also make your billboard and have everything and then just put your sign down here on attached to the billboard, because it looks like the whole thing is built together like that. So let's do... Is it turned around backwards? No. So they have an image set here that says diner sign, right? But there's nothing on it. Alright, well, still. Next. Let's see what else we got. All the diner walls, we already went through all of those. Now, I'm hoping, I didn't see it in Geekism's videos, but I'm hoping these lanterns are separate, but I don't think they are. So, like the little, they should have made all of these separate pieces. Like the pole should have been separate, the dragon should have been separate, and the lantern should have been separate. Why the worst deal? Why worst failed DLC? Because it is! This is the worst DLC I've ever seen. This is such, every single one of these pieces is just like leftover crap that is awful. Yeah. Anyway, it's like $10.99 for a crap ton of signs. They're like, oh, it's got 300 pieces. It's got 300 pieces of filler, is what's in this. Like they literally, all these signs are in 2 different versions. They have like lit and non-lit versions. And the rides, totally not worth it. Totally not worth it. Not only that, we have different sizes of the same things too. I'm only going to place down one of these each. If you're not a die-hard Planet Coaster fan and there's nothing in this pack that you need, don't waste the money. Wait for it to go on sale. That's my opinion. You can always watch it later. It'll be up where you can watch the rest of this later. I'm fine with giving us sides, but couldn't they just make an option where it's lit or non-lit? Couldn't that not be a thing? Oh wait, I already did that one, didn't I? There we go. You're right. The Chinese piece, there are some things in this set that I can see myself using and I can see other people using. But, you know, one of the other things is they did those giant food items again, which it's like, who uses those? So we got different versions of the same sign, and there's a lit and non-lit. There's like 4 different versions of the same sign. What's this? Oh, okay. All right. So we're moving on to Morocco now. Okay. Let's go down here and let's start placing some walls down. For the Morocco set. I accidentally favorited that. That's going to be a problem. Yeah. Well, I have to go now. I'm sure we found a way to make the new pieces work as always. Yeah, well, I mean, the scenery is fine, I guess, but I mean, it's just, this, after Vintage, this is just like the worst DLC I've seen. This is worse than Studios. At least Studios had more rides in it, even though it was rides that I could care less about. It still had rides in it. Got a giant fan? That's kind of cool. Alright, let's take a look at these walls. These are neat. I like these. I like that. It's kind of cool. I could definitely probably use some of those. Looking at all these signs, though, let's take a look at these. So we got the Dune Delight signs, Galateria Demiria, or however you pronounce that. I know it's gelato is the name of the actual ice cream or whatever, but I don't know how you pronounce that. Gelateria? If it's pronounced gelato, that would be gelateria. I like this more than vintage for the most part. I don't. See, vintage had all the rides. If I'm going to pay $10.99 for a pack, I want rides. That's what I want in my pack. I don't want the same ride twice with 2 different skins, you know, or something like that. It's the Roundup ride. Oh, there was the Centrum and a couple of other rides in the vintage pack that was awesome. Always up for more brands. We should have been getting these shops in every DLC, though. And to be honest, the shops shouldn't even be DLC. The shops should be part of the basic game. That's, you know, that's something I think. I think they're just getting, like, they're getting lazy and they are getting greedy. I do like the signs, and I will probably use maybe a couple of these, but baguettes. Alright, let's see. I wanted to check out these covers right here. We can put over top of that. Oh, they actually got that one synced right. Okay. There's one, was it the Studios pack? Yeah, I think it was a Studios pack that came with one of the awnings. The awnings, when you place it flat to a building, is upside down. More awnings are always nice. There's our doors for this. Or shutters. Is that shutters? No, it's a door. Fits in there. I guess alright. See, they could have done that double-sided. And you wouldn't have had to have a left or right piece. I mean, tell me I'm not wrong, guys. Seriously, tell me I'm not wrong. If they had put the door handle on the other side as well, then we wouldn't need a second right-hand and left-hand door. You could just turn around. Wasn't a fan of the rides in vintage. I also don't like all the lights on the flat rides. My money and the cheapness of Six Flags. See, but okay, so I'm guessing you're the type of person that builds Disney or something like that, right? A lot of us, like the people that I hang out with mostly, we like to build things like, Six Flags or family parks or things like that. Not necessarily fairgrounds. And that's one thing I don't like. I like a generic ride, but I don't like a fairground ride. Like some of the rides they did that don't have any base on them at all, which is fine, I suppose. But it's like, you know, I feel like it should have more of a base for a concrete ride instead of making it look like it's more of a parking lot. So a couple of the rides they did do like that. But I personally, I liked the rides in it. It gave me the Centrum or the Roundup ride, and the Roundup ride was one that I was really asking for since the very beginning of the game. But, I mean, Vintage had missed opportunities as well. We never got our Grand Carousel in Vintage. We never got our Grand Carousel in this one. This would have been a perfect set for a Grand Carousel. I mean, you could have, like, you know, different horses from around the world. I mean, it makes more sense than a motorcycle theme. So, let's see. What do we got here? Did my... Yeah, it did. We'll start over. Let's move up. Is that a lantern? That is a lamp. Alright. Let's see what that looks like at dark. I guess it lights up. Kinda. A very, very small area. I don't build Disney, I build theme parks. I don't do the Main Street with the Winnie crap, but the flat rides seem cheap, fair crap. Well, I mean, they were vintage rides, but, I mean, Centrum wasn't. There was a couple of rides I liked in that pack. But at least there were rides, you know what I mean? At least we had rides, not scenery. And here's the thing. Bo said in the forums, we can't do rides in every DLC pack because they take too much time. Time from what? What else have they been working on with this? The time they spent working on these vending machines that hardly anybody's going to use, they could have used for, you know, making more rides. Studios Pack. I don't even like Studios Pack, but Studios Pack had more scenery pieces than what this pack does, and more rides than what this one does. And they spent less time on that pack. They've been working on this pack since Vintage came out, since before Vintage came out. So they've had all this time, and this is what we got. Yeah, it's a cheap out. That's why this is the worst pack, in my opinion. I mean, hey, I'm with you, Matt. I'm not going to try to change your mind. Trust me, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not going to try to change anybody's mind. I'm not trying to convert you over into my thoughts or anything. This is just my thoughts. This is me. So everybody is entitled to their own opinion. The Centrum is still broken. Broken how? For example, I load Studios costs because I'm into that, and there were lots and lots of pieces I actually used for something else. I don't know. This pack just seems lazy. Just like this pack with the DLC pieces, you know, like these walls and stuff, sure, I'll probably use these walls. I'll probably use some of the scenery pieces. But to me, I didn't like the rides in the Studios pack, and that was why I want the packs. Cheaper than hiring staff. But, I mean, admit it, it's a cop-out. I'm not going to get sushi from a vending machine. I'm not going to buy pizza from a vending machine at a theme park. Who's going to do that? That's exactly what I'm saying. See, stuff like that, I mean, I don't understand why we had to have it. Why it was something that they had to work on above anything else. Alright, so we got the fan, right? Okay, we did get the fan back here. We got two different sizes of fans. Let's see. Paper lanterns? Alright, that's cool. I like that. Place one and look at the drive wheels and motors while it's moving. Oh, I think they fixed that. It's in the bug patches. I will take a look at it later, but it is in the bug patches. If you look at the patch notes, they did say that they did fix it. So if it's still broken, then that probably needs to be reported. And let's see, we got more of these. Lit version. Oh, whoever it was earlier that described what currywurst was, that actually sounds really good to me. I do like ketchup and I do like curry powder, so... Oh, look, more stuff with the Planet Coaster logo on it. That's what we need. You think the Chinese theme could be useful? I like the Chinese theme. I don't know where I would ever use it at, but I do like it. Oh, that's upside down, isn't it? Dang it. Frontier, why can't you get your stuff right? You know what that is? I just thought about this. I know why some of their stuff is upside down and things. This happened to me a lot in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. When I would import something into the thing, sometimes if you don't set the certain things right, it will end up being upside down in your game. That's what it is. There's no consistency in their designs. All the different designers and stuff. So somebody, whoever is like importing these into the game, isn't setting the axes right. That's what it is. Wish they would have had the same firework display master. Yeah, that would have been nice. I never really worked much with the fireworks and stuff though, and I like having the fireworks option. I love it. I don't mess around with it much myself though. I intend to one of these days. Let's see what else we got. I looked at that, this piece here. So we got the dragons. We got two different kinds of dragons. I would kind of like to make maybe like a mine train ride set in a fireworks factory, like a Chinese fireworks factory. That would be kind of cool. See, I just said that, and now somebody else is going to take my idea and make it. Kind of like Jekyll and Hyde. I had this old coaster that I was working on a long time ago called Jekyll and Hyde. It was an RMC coaster, and it was going to be a dueling coaster with RMC on one side and regular wooden coaster on the other side to represent the two different sides of Jekyll and Hyde. I'll be damned if somebody didn't take that idea to a T and use it and actually put it out. I saw that the other day, that somebody stole my idea and was like, son of a bitch. I'm pretty sure I'd mentioned it a couple of times. Car skins for the ride. What rides? There's no rides in this pack other than 2. That's something else that doesn't make sense. What's the point of motor? Okay, so I like the motorbike coaster, but what is the point of? What does motorcycles have to do with this theme? See, that's imported wrong too, I think. That should be like that. Track switches. Oh, for the pre-existing one. So you think just roller coaster cars for that. I got you. I see what you're saying. Alright, we got Chinese doors. We've got those not on a grid. So it looks like the Chinese walls are not on a grid. That one's really thin. Look at that. Different size of pillars. Got that. Got that. That's a cap. Motorbikes could be linked to America. But wouldn't that just be in any generic theme, though? I guess maybe a motorcycle trip across Europe? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, we got thin ones, too. Okay, well, they did think of that. At least they gave us thin ones. So all of these little pieces right here are in 2 different sizes as well. I favorited that. I can see that's going to be a problem. Yeah, and the adventure walls. They should do, after with Adventure, when they started doing all the walls in the non-gridded area, I was really hoping they would continue that, and they didn't. Which sucks. I can see all of this being, all of this Asian theme, and I really like. I did a, MKP's Festival from Nimsel. I did a review or walkthrough of his park, and he had a really nice like Chinese New Year area like set in his park that was really cool. So I do appreciate this. Again, I don't know where I would use it at, but I do definitely appreciate it. This is something that everybody's been asking for. You see this asked for quite a bit, is the Asian theme set. Okay, so we got roofs, looks like here. Wait. A 1.5, a 1 point... Oh, I can see what this is for. Alright, this is to make the pagodas. I think it would have been a better pack if it was based more around mythology from those countries. I think it would have been a better pack if they actually worked on it better. That's my opinion. Is that not the same piece? Oh, I see the difference. It's got... This is a different angle right there. The points are small. That's what it is. I couldn't figure out why that didn't look right to me. I just think they rushed this. There's so many things that they could have done in this. So many more scenery pieces that they could have added. Alright, so obviously we have a ton of these. That looks like it's kind of going to be a little difficult to work with, so I'll have to get the hang of how to make those. If I ever do anything with it. These are nice. These are definitely useful. I love getting these little like things we can put on the bottom of roofs and stuff, like trim. I love trim. Are those gutters? I think, yeah, that's gutters is what that is, or like tiles. Different sizes of that. Why is that a different color than the rest of them? These are all the same kinds of pieces, so why is that yellow and the rest of these brown? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, okay. Maybe because these have designs on the end. The different color variations is because these have these on them and these don't. So I guess it's two different dynasties. Qin Dynasty. No, it says Dynasty. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. It is what it is. Wait a minute. I see. One has... Alright, they're slightly different. Okay. Alright, and then we... Is that a flat roof piece? That is a flat roof piece. Let's see. Those look the same to me, but... the premise for this pack is so good and potential for it to be amazing and very useful was huge. Missed opportunity. Yep. I mean, it's gonna have useful pieces in it. I think my biggest complaint, honestly, my biggest complaint with this pack is the lack of rides. That's my biggest thing. And a bunch of missed opportunities on scenery too. Like 300 pieces of scenery that isn't all that great. Like a lot of the pieces are just like the same kind of piece, just in different variations. There's so many of these like Asian pieces, which is great. They should have spent this much time. As much time as they spent on all these Asian pieces, they should have spent on all the other pack pieces as well. If they were just going to give us the 2 rides, then it would have been nice to have, you know, the attention to detail that they put into this. Why is that on a grid? Oh, because it's a wall. That would make sense then, wouldn't it? They should rename the pack the shit we had left over. That's what I think. This is like stuff they just had lying around, I feel like. And this was how they could, like, things they had designed previously, and this was how they figured out a way to actually, like, give it to us. Was, oh, okay, let's just do something from around the world. Oh, this one has, okay, so the difference between these two is this one has stone at the bottom while this one doesn't. Okay. Alright, I see that. Isn't this just stucco? Remind me before the end of the video, I want to compare stucco to this and see what the difference are. I mean, other than a slight difference in texture, pretty sure that's just stucco. Different sizes of windows. Different size of doors. What is this? Renaissance. Okay, so now let's go over here. Let's get out of that. Let's start a new one. This one's backwards too. I wanted to compare the Renaissance to the other one here. See what the difference in these two are. Okay. This looks kind of like Greek, kind of in a way. Sort of Greek. Is that a, oh, it's a blind. Window blinds. More shutters. Oh, they gave us awnings for all the different brands, for all the new brands. I already did that one. Alright, you get the idea. We got those for everything. And a stucco canopy, which, yeah, not on a grid. Let's see what else we got. These doors. Let's look at these doors. See, look at this. They did this, right? This was a double-sided. They should have done that with all the doors, and then they would have less pieces. They would have to model less. See, look. Take this door, turn it around. Bam. Why didn't they do that with every single door? I don't get it. Wow, I've missed a lot of this stream. I'll watch the whole thing later. It's probably going to be fairly long. I'm already an hour and a half into it, just about. Let's. Ooh, what else? What is this? Sugary. I really like that sign. All right, that's a nice sign. I will give them that. Some of the signs are really, really nice. Or do we really need multiple versions of them? Oh, look, more. Candy canes. Sweets for the sweets. 2 different versions of that. Lit and non-lit. Different sizes of those. Taisho Roman? Okay. Let's take a look at these. So basically what this set right here is it's the same set that we already have been making using the frosting. Basically, like a lot of us will take frosting and put it on the edges and make these designs and stuff ourselves. So I guess it's nice to have pieces where we don't have to do that. Those are fine, I suppose. Let's move down here to these pieces here, and let's start a new building. This is called Taisho Roman. Okay, there we go. Let's take this and put that on there like that. Let's see. There we go. See, here's another door that they only made one of when they have 2 of other doors. Already did all of those. What's this? Little tiny pieces. Pieces to go above pieces. That one's turned around backwards. Imported wrong. Just the British Victorian set. Okay, here we are in the Victorian sets now. So let me make a different building, and these are all backwards once again. These are neat. These are very, very different than anything I've seen before. This could definitely give a little bit more different kind of feel to parks and stuff right here. Yeah. There. That's all I wanted to do was that right there. World's Fair wall light. Is that the same as this over here? No, it's not. It's close. Not quite the same. Alright, so that's all the building pieces. That's everything that got included in the building pieces. So we can go over to scenery now. And we'll take a look at all the scenery pieces. More filters, content packs, World's Fair. Alright. I mean, there's a lot of pieces. It makes it look like there's a lot of pieces, but you got to think there's a lot of these that are the same exact thing in different sizes or lit versions or two different kinds of doors when we only needed one of the door, and they could just put a door handle on both sides. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what we got. Ah, here's the stuff that is stupid. This right here. Who needs a giant sandwich? Who is going to use this? Who? Who is going to make a shop and put a giant sandwich on top of it? I want to know. Who? Little trees there. Alright. More foliage is always good. Giant ribs. I mean, I guess if you're building a Flintstones park, there you go. This is really weird. It's like horrible. Alright, that's good. Horrible. Alright, that's good. And here's a question for you. Why do we need one of these for every single shop? Why not make one of these with a billboard? In fact, I think we have one of these with a billboard. And then just have the images you put on them. Just put the billboard. Make it a billboard. Problem solved. Now we don't have like 13 of those that we need. A giant burrito. Because we needed more giant burritos. These are neat. I like anything that's like Day of the Dead stuff. Anything like that. It's also recolorable too. So that's kind of cool. More of these. There you go. More giant food. This is neat looking, but I don't quite know what it's for. Didn't we already see this? Yep. Alright, look at this. It's in this. Perfect example right here, guys. This is in the buildings as well as in the scenery. Somebody tell me the difference between these two. Because I'm not seeing a difference. Are they the same exact size? Yes. It's the same model listed twice. Once in buildings and once in scenery. Because we needed that. I think there's supposed to be something like 300 items in that. There's a giant crown. Okay. I suppose. Sure. Why not? They did it again. The dragon lamppost. That's the same lamppost from buildings. Look. I shit you guys not. Look at this. Right there's the one. And there it is again. So all of them should pop up in both now. All right, we'll check that out. We'll look at that, Stefano. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. Chinese Dragon is neat. In 2 different versions. More of the signs that we don't need. More giant food we don't need. Giant sundaes. If you're building Venice, this is cool. I mean, it's very detailed, sure. I don't know if I'll ever have a use for it, but okay. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see more of that with the Planet Coaster logo on its freaking bell. DLC is a DLC, so I'm not complaining. I'll complain. Don't worry, I'll complain for the both of us. I will always, well, not always complain, but till they start getting their act together. Ah, interesting. The car comes in different pieces. We don't need... No, seriously. Let me ask you a question. All right. I say we don't need it. You say I don't need it, right? They could have made this right here. We don't need this because all they had to do is make this a billboard and you put the image on it. We did not need 16, 10, whatever we have of these. We don't need them. That is just piece count is all they're adding to. Make this a billboard. Make it a billboard. Plain and simple. And this crap right here. Who's going to use it? Only people I've ever seen use that and things like that is like people on a workshop who just throw shit on there. Back to the car though. The car was something that I was looking at. Alright, so the car, I didn't know the car came in 3 separate pieces. So we had the convertible piece. That's kind of neat. So you can have the convertible or non-convertible. And I'm guessing if you hit F, it snaps to it. It does. Backwards, though. It snaps to it backwards. Really? Alright, there we go. Let's see. I mean, most of you guys can say I'm wrong on stuff like that, but I mean, I'm not. I tell it how it is. Giant kebabs because, you know, we needed giant kebabs. A giant pickle. I mean, I suppose maybe that could be used for something else. This could definitely be used for something else. That could be used for like a pole or something, maybe. Throw it up like that. A giant tomato. Don't need it. So you're always happy with having 18 different versions of signs that could be probably solved by having a billboard on one sign when they're all exactly the same sign. They're all the exact same thing with a different texture on it. Just make it a billboard. You're happy with having so many of those. There's that light again. Saw that. Giant noodle bowl. Because, you know, I mean... let's see. We looked at that already. Saw those already. Maybe you're right about that. That's not bad. Why is this not in 2 different sizes? That would be good if that was smaller. They gave us this in 2 sizes, they gave us this in 2 sizes, but not this in 2 sizes. They gave us this in 2 sizes, but not this. They're designs. It's just... Another one of those. Don't need it. Well, yes, when the creator update is here, all of this stuff right here didn't matter. We got the Theme Maker's Toolkit coming up in probably next month. None of this mattered. The fact that they put so much time and energy into this instead of rides blows my mind. I'll always take more foliage, though. But, I mean, let's face it, as soon as the Theme Maker's Toolkit comes out, N7's going to be making this right here, and we're going to have some awesome foliage. So, we got that going for us. More arches are always cool. I like having arches. I could have used that when I was building my my Coney Island log flume. Would have been handy. Oh, another one of those. Yeah. More stuff to make. Oh, that's a sushi thing. More sushi. A giant jar of cookies. And then we've got these right here, so you can put trees in this. But I think if I understood correctly, this only works on 2 trees maybe? One of the birch trees and this tree right here. And that's pretty much it. I think we need more flat rides. Yep, I agree. We definitely need more flat rides. Thor's helmet. They made that in 2 sizes. Why not? See, there's no consistency in any of this. That's a bench, but I need a path to place that down, so I can't. Alright. There's a trash can we have as well. More trash cans, more benches, always fine. Lack of fences. Alright, this was something I saw on Geekism's video yesterday. This is the only fence that we got. All kinds of fences are definitely needed. But this is the only one we got. Not that it's a bad fence, it's a great fence. But really, just one? More picnic tables. Thought they were open to suggestions and very community-based. Yeah, well, I learned that a long time ago that they are not. Alright, so let's test the thing with the lights, and let's see. That's everything that's in all the DLC. So, get out of that. We're in buildings. I think you're right. I think they did put all the lights into one thing now. Question is, why do they put them into both? Why not just put them under scenery or put them under buildings? One or the other. Why both? Yeah, they did. Okay. Alright, well that makes sense. That solves that. A slider to set a size of piece. I see that mentioned a lot. And as awesome as that would be, that right there would be a whole lot of work to put into the game to have that. To be able to resize pieces and stuff like that is just, I don't think it would be possible. That's more of like a CAD program or something like that. More of a 3D modeling program to do it. To have something like that in the game. Definitely neat though. I mean, I'm not saying it probably couldn't be done, but I don't think that's something we'll ever get in Planet Coaster or something that they could even implement into this. Something else I see so many people talk about is like water parks. They are not coming. We are not getting water parks in Planet Coaster. They have stated this so many times that I'm a firm believer that it's not going to happen. Unlike... Now, typically, I would kind of be like you guys. I'd be like, well, they said we wouldn't get glass, and we got glass. Well, this time around, as many times as they have flat out said no water parks, I don't think we're going to get it. Plus, with the way the water and stuff works in a game anyway, it probably wouldn't be very good. I'd love to have water parks, too. I'm with you guys. I would love to have water park stuff. But is not going to happen. So I kind of wish people would stop, going on about the water parks. But, didn't No Limits do it? Yeah, but No Limits isn't a game per se. No Limits is more of a coaster designer. It's not really a theme park game or anything like that, with so many working parts and stuff that it has to keep track of. I mean, look at City Skylines. I don't even think City Skylines has anything that scales, if I'm not mistaken. I've been playing City Skylines a lot here lately. I don't think there's anything in it that even you can scale up or down. There was something I played recently that you could scale some of the items in. Some of the items. And I can't remember what it was, but something had it. So it's possible, but I just don't think we'll ever see it in this game. Better implementation of dark rides. Love making them. Right now they're just not the level with the other parts of the game. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Alright, so we solved everything. I think that's pretty much it as far as all that stuff goes over. Now, let's see. We took a look at the People Mover. We looked at the Jizzer and the Interceptor. 10 new brands. The vending machines. That's right. We got the vending machines. I didn't see... Oh, because that's under shops. Parkitect, you can scale some. That's what it is. Thank you, Stefano. That's exactly what the game was I was thinking of. But, and Parkitect is a game that's like, it's more management based. So it's an actual game that you can play and run your park. Unlike Planet Coaster, which is more of a sandbox game. Let's see, small attractions. Is it small attractions? No. Oh, I'm under the wrong thing. There we go. The restaurants. This is 1.8 stuff. I don't like how this was implemented, where you attach these to it to make a restaurant. Same thing as the hotels. I thought this was implemented horribly. This is a waste right here. Why not just put this down and then go into the menu and have the options to set everything that would make it up? Why do we have to have these extra boxes that take up polygons and, space in your game? Implemented badly. I would have much liked to have seen a simple stall, like not even a box, just a guy standing at a table, and you can choose what you want him to sell. And then you could just place those guys down and be like, hey, that's a restaurant. That would have been cool. Where are the... I don't even see the vending machines. Information, ATMs, staff management, park entrances, gift shops. Oh, okay. Got it. They're in here. We didn't get any more drink things either. I wanted beer and pretzels. There you go, guys. Get your shish kebabs from a vending machine. I'm not even gonna go over the vending machines. I'm never gonna use them. Useless, in my opinion. With yeah, RCT had the custom stalls. That would have been awesome to have. Something like that. What else did we get in this? We got the vending machines. We got some new audio triggered sound effects, 15 new music tracks, 16 new ambiences. Those are all great. One thing I love about the game is that right there. We have the ability, like the sound, the music in the game, all of that stuff is top notch. Let's see. New hats, the Valkyrie helmet, the crown, and candy skull in 4 colors for avatars. Restaurants, perks change, the demographic guests that will visit the restaurant so you can tailor. Okay, so restaurant stuff, menu items are licensed, star rating restaurant, genders are needed. I went over that earlier, so we can actually change the ability to change our rides. Let's look at the Centrum. Oh, that's rotating. No, there's nothing. There's the only two things they gave us was the people mover, which I went over at the beginning, which is great. The people mover is great for people who wanted the people mover. This has been asked for by a ton of people in the community, and it's great. It's very well implemented. I think they did a good job. There's some things I probably would have done different. I probably would have made two different kinds of cars, one with a canopy, one without. But, you know, for people who are really wanting that, that's great. I personally will never use this, but that's me. But, I mean, there's a lot of people that did want this, so a lot of people are liking that. And then there was this. Now, this was one that I did want to see, was the motorbike coaster. But not two different versions of the same kind of motorcycle. We didn't need that. I would have much preferred to have seen motorbikes and then horses. That would have been cool to me. But no, we got two of the same kind of cars. There's literally not much of a difference in these two at all. They're almost identical, and that seemed kind of pointless to me. I also think, even though the motorbike coaster was one that I wanted, I think there are other kinds of coasters that we need first. So, you know, but yeah, I guess. But that's it. This is the only two things we got. Some of the stock rides are pretty dumb when building scenery for it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff missing from the game that we could really use. The operators, we can color the operators now. If you go into customize options, I think it's this guy. Yeah, so you can color these guys. You can give their hats different colors, their shirts different colors. So, just like in 1.7 where we had the ability to change our janitors and all that, now you can change your ride operators. And I think the ticket takers too, I think. Let's do a path and do... There we go. Good enough. And let's go over here and take a look at this. So, operator, car colors. So, I don't see a way to change our ticket taker guy. Oh, yeah, we just, okay, click on the ticket booth. There we go. And you can change him. Or her. Give her red shoes and... Can't change their hair color, though. So one thing you can't change is their hair color. Wow, that's ugly. Did I go over the new fireworks yet? Sort of. I sort of did. Is it still here? No, I deleted it. I did show off at the very beginning. I showed off my ones that I made. I'll have to put them all together again. Hold on. I think the only new fireworks we got was just the lettering. So, let's see. I need a panel. Where's the control panel for this? Oh, it's display. That's what it's called. Display sequencer. No? There it is. Got it. Kind of wish I hadn't deleted that, but alright, whatever. And let's go make a trigger sequence out of add a display group, connect objects. That should have gotten everything, I think. Let's go to night. Yeah, see? So there you had the different letters and stuff. Then there's one for each letter, and I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that was implemented. They are pretty large. Like, the letters are quite huge. So you do have to space them apart quite far in order to get them to work. If we can zoom in here. It's not letting me zoom in. That's weird. It was getting stuck on something. Okay, whatever. That happens sometimes. So you can see how far, just for 3 letters, it's still stuck on something right there. It won't let me move forward right there. What? I don't know what it's getting stuck on, but there's one letter, there's a second letter, and there's another one, and they are quite far apart from each other. So the letters are quite big, but yeah, it's they're good. I can see them being used. I think a lot of people who enjoy the fireworks and stuff are probably gonna like that. I have no real complaints about that other than the size of the letters. And I'm pretty sure that's the only new ones that we got. Special effects, fireworks. Is there a way that we can filter those out for... Nah, not that I know of. It'd be nice to have a recent filter. Okay, so the other thing is the coloring of stuff. That was kind of cool. They did add the feature where now, say this wall, right? So you have that blue tint on the wall. Once you go in and you pick to change the color, now we can do that without having to worry about that blue tint. So that, much needed, highly needed on that. I'm very happy with that. Like the 1.8 stuff, the free stuff is really like, really good. What was some of the other things they did? The tagging with the scenery and stuff, you can add custom tags. That's probably going to be something I might use. It's great to have. A lot of people probably will be using that. A little bit difficult to get set up and stuff though. So we've got different shapes and stuff too. Okay, so there's the letters and some shapes. We've got the Planet Coaster logo because everybody loves the Planet Coaster logo. Rings the Fox, hey, how are you? Custom hearts. Hearts are fine. Hearts, moons, diamonds. Everyone's after my Lucky Charms. Oh, that's a moon. Custom circles, and then there's the Planet Coaster logo. A skull. Okay, skull fireworks. Sure. Why not? Does the recoloring apply to all the older assets? No. Well, the tint does. Like getting rid of that blue tint, yes. But not every item is recolorable. So I don't think they've added anything new to the list of recolorable items in this. I didn't see anything in the patch notes. They did add lap mode. That's another thing. Like, let's take a look at these coasters right here. Let's look at this one. So we can go into customization. And let's see. Operation mode, standard, and block section. Okay, so this one obviously doesn't have it because it's probably hydraulic. Probably where this has a launch system to it. That's probably why. This coaster, however, does not have a launch system, so... Also, I don't see it added on this one. Interesting. Maybe... Okay. But the kiddie coaster, right? The kiddie coaster... Like this one? That one should have it, right? Customization options. Block section. Yeah, okay, so not every coaster has lapping. That's unfortunate. I knew some of them wouldn't, but some of the ones that I thought would have it... Can we set, yeah, we can set the number of laps so I can have that go around twice if I wanted to. I'll just up the speed on that. So what will happen is this will run its course, come back in the station, and then go through again. So you could make like a very, very small kiddie coaster that maybe just kind of goes around and does a couple of things, and you could have it run a couple of laps. You could probably do that. And it should go right through the station. Yep. Alright, so that worked. But like this coaster didn't have it. And this coaster doesn't have it. I'm guessing because of the launch. What about the boomerang? I wonder if the boomerang would have it. Let's give that a shot. Oh, operation mode, boomerang. It only has one operation mode. Okay, so that doesn't have anything for it. But I think I've covered everything. Filters. Oh, something that I'm happy about. The trigger audio now has a volume slider. The park speaker. You can place a park speaker down, add your audio to it, and it now has, you can change the pitch, which, you know, if you're trying to get a different pitch, that's fine. But the big thing to me is you can change the volume of the audio speakers in the park. So that's handy. Going to try that out in Crystal Gardens later. Make sure that that is still working as it should. Junior coasters and train coasters. Wait, you know what? I wonder. Hold on. I wonder if that doesn't have it because I put that on there. Hold on. Tiamat. Nope, it's just that coaster. Okay, that coaster just doesn't have it. I thought they said there was going to be more that had it, but I guess not. Oh, here it says, there is no change to coasters that have used to have laps like Viper 1 or coasters that were using block sections already. So, if we take the block sections off, they said there's a variety of music. Yeah, quite a bit of music and stuff they said there was going to be in the game. How many did they say was in this? Some sound effects and triggered effects too is stuff that they've added. That's really kind of hard to go over, though, in doing the overviews. They added some blueprints as well, new audio, 25 new triggered sound effects. So 25 triggered sound effects that are new. 15 new music tracks. That's cool. 16 new ambiances and the new hats as well for your people will wear new hats from Hats Fantastic. Let's see. Let's edit this track. And let's just take that out and that. And make that standard track. All right, can I make that into a blocks or a lapping coaster now? No, you still can't. All right, so any coaster that has a block section you can't do. Okay, it's just plain and simple. Even if you don't even put a block section on it, doesn't matter. Unless there's another block section somewhere on this coaster I'm missing. But yeah, doesn't look like that's the ability. Create musical sequences or disturbing effects. Operator staff colors. Players can now customize the colors of staff standing in a ticket booth. Yeah, we got that. Coaster doors. Oh, the coaster doors. The doors can now be set up for things better. Scenery. No, that's right. It's under buildings. Buildings. Doors. Let's look at... We'll do the spooky door. Been messing with the spooky doors quite a bit. Play every 3 seconds. Open for X seconds. All right, here we go. Open for X seconds. So you can open the door for like 10 seconds and then close it for, say, 5 seconds. I'm pretty sure you can add that to a trigger as well and then set up the trigger to do that. So once it hits the trigger, then it opens for so many seconds. We can try that. We can actually add this to a coaster. Let's do that. Let's add that here. Add a trigger. Okay. Connect objects. Connect that to it. Okay, confirm. All right. I messed up somewhere. Edit trigger sequence. Or not. Open door, pause door, open door for 5 seconds. All right, I guess that probably works. And something else I'm thinking they added to was the animated doors. I think they fixed those too. So some of the doors have animations on them, and they added the ability to fix those too. So, but those are something I don't really mess around with too much. Restaurant blueprints. There's a ton of new blueprints in the game. Lots of that. UI bug fixes. They fixed a lot of the issues where people couldn't select things when they were part of a group. Vintage quartets, audio would include at certain angles. So yeah, just a lot of little bug fixes. We won't really go into detail about that. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's everything. I don't like this DLC. This is, unless you're like me, if you're a die-hard Planet Coaster guy, you have to have every single bit of the DLC. Or if there's something in here that you think you are really going to need, if you're, if you want that people mover, you want that motorbike coaster, the scenery is something you have to have right now, then definitely buy it. At $10.99, I don't feel this pack is worth $10.99. I really don't. It is, I feel it's a $5 pack. I mean, bravo to Frontier for their awesome design work. I mean, look at this. These are really cool looking. And, I'm happy that they did give us more DLC. But this is, in my opinion, this is the worst DLC that they have ever given us because of the ride factor. Hardly no rides. it doesn't matter how cool the People Mover is and how many people wanted the People Mover. This is it. This is all we got. And I don't think that's worth a $10.99 pack. I really don't. And a lot of these pieces that they're like, oh, it's 335 new scenery pieces. A lot of them are the same thing. A lot of them are the same thing. And a lot of it is stuff that, like giant baguettes or giant sushi, you know. The wall pieces, all of the wall pieces, you know, are great. That's fine. They're a bit too large as usual, but yeah, I mean, the wall pieces are great. The Asian theming set is probably the best thing out of this entire scenery set. I love all of that. I probably won't use it, but I mean, it's pretty neat. Art Deco stuff and the diner set's cool. So yeah, buy it for the sake of having it, with the hope they eventually do something to get the 2 million game owners playing a game they thought, rather than the current 4,000. I think it's down to 3,000 now. It is what it is, guys. This is the DLC we got. I think it's a huge disappointment from going from spooky to adventure. Like, spooky was great. I loved spooky. A lot of missed opportunities in spooky. There's a lot of missed opportunities in every one of the DLCs, in my opinion. But spooky was good. Adventure was good. Adventure gave us a lot of things that are kind of cool. And then you had Studios. And Studios, the scenery was good in Studios. The animatronics, all of that stuff like that. All of the scenery and stuff in Studios was fine, because it gave us a lot of little backstage stuff. Trash bags, fences, chain link fences, signs, again, the animatronics of the people and stuff like that. A lot of useful items in it, but the rides, to me, sucked. But at least we got rides. At least we got rides. That's what I can say about Studios. And then Vintage was like a bunch of new rides. We got the Flying Turns coaster. I've yet to play around with the Flying Turns coaster, but you know, that's a really big one. That's an awesome coaster to have. And then another wooden coaster. And then the Wild Mouse. A lot of people really like that Wild Mouse coaster. And then, so we got 3 coaster types in that. And then we got a bunch of flat rides in that. And whether you like the flat rides or not, I mean, you got to think, at least there were flat rides in it, you know. What was there, 5? Wasn't there 5 in that set? 5 different flat rides? And it only took them, I'm going to say, a month to work on those. That's it. Because they didn't start work on the Vintage Pack until after Jurassic Park released. And I think we got the DLC about a month after that. So, and the reason I know, and they can claim this as much as they want that they were working on it before, the Steam database was not updated not one single time until right before Jurassic Park game came out. And then the Steam database for this game started seeing activity. So in my opinion, they weren't working on the game until after Jurassic Park came out. And so I'm going to say about a month of work for everything we got in Vintage, which was a huge set. You know, it was a lot of scenery pieces. It was a lot of rides, a lot of new coasters. The Flying Turns coaster was something very unique. And then I was really hoping that this DLC would be really, really good. And it's not. It's a huge letdown. So I don't recommend paying $10.99 for it unless it's a must-have for you. If there's something in here that you feel is worth $10.99, by all means, go ahead and get it. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to tell you what you should think or anything about the DLC. I'm just saying these are my feelings. These are my opinions on it. And I personally do not feel that this is worth $10.99. This is laziness of Frontier at its best right here. This is what that is. They didn't even bother to do their own show on it. They could care less enough about this pack that they have given us and want us to buy that they didn't even do their own DLC review of yesterday morning. They could have done this Monday morning instead of playing Elite. What did they do Monday morning? They played Elite Dangerous instead of going over this. they cared enough about us to play Elite Dangerous, you know. And then they handed it off to their favorites and let their favorites go over everything. And their favorites missed a lot of stuff. And even then, the only one I watched was Geekism, and you could tell like he was disappointed in it too. I mean, he was trying his best to give it a positive note, but you could tell he wasn't happy. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to be on Twitch for the rest of the day here shortly. Going to take care of a couple of things, and I'm going to jump on Twitch. And this ain't laziness, and scenery has more detail, and there's quite a lot of new shops. Okay, I mean, Hydra, again, man, I'm not trying to change your mind. I think it's laziness. It's pure and simple. They didn't work on anything. This is not what we needed. This is not... It's a lot of leftover stuff is what it is. Honestly, that's really what I feel like a lot of this stuff is. It's a lot of things that they made months ago and just threw it out here in a pack. And you can tell because a lot of things have these little, like the Planet Coaster logos and stuff on it, which isn't something they've really been doing a lot of. And it's not good. This is the worst DLC pack they have ever made. And that's my opinion. So, don't have to agree with my opinion, but that's what it is. And on that note, I'm going to head out of here, guys. I will see you guys on Twitch later this evening. And wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thanks for tuning in.